Do you have any day sporran recommendations for a lassie looking for their first?
A day sporran for a woman looking for their first sporran. I would say it depends on what you are wearing.
Yeah.
And the size o' the lassie. If you are a more petite frame, then I would absolutely say a child sporran. I would go with a smaller size sporran to match the smaller size frame. If I'm doing if you're in a mini kilt, I would say a child size sporran, almost no matter the size of the woman, because it has to match the size of the kilt itself. And the real estate it takes on a kilt would be smaller.
If you're wearing a 13-inch mini kilt and you're wearing a horsehair sporran, that'd be a little funky.
Yeah. So I would say probably lean towards the smaller end of the scale. A man's sporran is roughly 7.5, 8 inches, I won't say square, not a square shape, but height and width. It's about 7.5 inches or so. So I would say for a woman, it would be a little masculine looking at that size. So I tend to lean a little bit smaller. Ian.
It's difficult to speak for all women on this topic, partially because we're not women.
Oddly enough, we have one in studio.
We do.
Yes.
We'll probably get there.
Yes.
But it's just, women are doing so many more different things. Like, to whatever degree men are wearing kilts, they tend to do things in the same kinds of ways. Whereas women, sometimes are going for a very feminine mini kilt kind of a look. Sometimes they're going for a more matronly kilted skirt kind of look. Sometimes they are going for a more unisex look, and they're wearing a man's 5-yard kilt, in which case a sporran, a pretty typical men's sporran, is most of the time going to be the right thing to do.
Yes.
Sometimes they're in a pipe band. So the whole point is to have a uniform where everybody looks kind of the same. You should be wearing the same sporran as the rest of the band. And sometimes women are wearing, more unisex looks because they used to be in a pipe band, or they are in a pipe band, but they're doing other things and they like wearing kilts. So there's a lot of different ways to approach this question depending on how you're approaching kilting.
I'm gonna do 2 other things before we get to Allie. I'm gonna try to steal your answers.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Try me.
Gotcha.
Try me. I heard you're in fisticuffs
he woke up
today.
and chose violence. So.
Yes. Women are not allowed. Just kidding. Just kidding. I would not.
Too far.
They're only allowed to
Too
wear their
much
clan
violence.
tartan in any case.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so 2 other things. In my brain, something you said kind of flipped the light switch for me. I see mini kilts and, weirdly, kilted skirts / maxi kilts, longer. So either a few inches above the knee or several inches below the knee. I think a larger child's sporran looks right. Okay. I agree with you that for a kilt to the knee, a man's size sporran looks right, because I think it kind of breaks my brain where it's like it's to the knee, it should be this size sporran. That's kind of how it should be. Longer or shorter, in my mind's eye, I can see a smaller sporran working well. Where I will say that what I would do if I was a woman and wearing a knee-length kilt and a man's size sporran, I would wear it off to the side. I would not quite on the hip, like fully on the side, but on the front of one of the thighs, not dead center between the two. That's kind of where I would go with it.
Okay.
Allie.
When I think of women wearing a sporran, the first image that comes to mind is Allie the Piper.
Right.
Because we see her wear sporrans a lot.
Yes.
And, she is a very petite young lady, so it's hard to tell if she's wearing a child sporran. But I get the feeling, based on what I've seen, they look like a lot of ours, like our day sporrans. So...
And she comes from the bagpiping world. She's been in pipe bands, so that's what she's used to and what she's incorporated into her outfits.
But it looks good. It looks good on her, and I never think that, wow, that sporran is really wearing her. That's way too big.
It's a funny way to think about it.
Some articles of clothing just don't match well with the person or their proportions, and it's like, you're drowning in that.
Now I'm picturing a sporran. We're going to have to Photoshop this. A sporran with little Piper Alley tassels. Just like dangling from the sporran. Yeah. 3 of her. Yes.
I love it.
Yes, the sporran is wearing her.
I will 3D print those for you.
Fair.
With joy. So I'd say consider your proportions. If you are someone who is a bit smaller than Piper Alley, like 5 foot, or is she 5 foot?
She's probably
like
5'4",
5'4".
Yeah, 5'4"-ish. Yeah.
It's hard to tell. Okay, yeah. If you are a little bit shorter or smaller in proportion than that, I might consider a child sporran. But I'd say, go bananas. Most day sporrans or semi-dress sporrans will fit you just fine as far as like looking appropriate according to your size. I personally love the idea of a child sporran. I do want one for myself. I will get there. I just think they're so adorable.
I happen to know a place.
Oh, wow. Really? Really?
The other thing I think Piper Alley benefits from in the look department for this scenario is she's carrying bagpipes. You see her playing bagpipes with the so the sporran larger makes sense because she has other big
Large items.
pipey type items. Oddly enough, bagpipes. Kind of in the name, while she's doing it. So I think that if I was a woman just in a mini kilt out and about, I think without a big old honking set of bagpipes with me, it would honk honk.
They do honk.
Yes, they do honk. I think that the smaller sporran kind of makes sense. I don't know. I'm trying to put it together on my brain, and I think that's why it feels okay on her.
Yeah.
But it might feel a little bit much on somebody else. Maybe.
I don't know that the length of the kilt, at least from my perspective, would really make a difference about the size. Yeah, definitely more about your proportions. Also, what you want to carry. Ladies often come with a few more accessories. Me personally, I'm going to carry my phone. I'm probably going to have a wallet, along with some like a little makeup bag or something.
Yeah.
If your husband, boyfriend, whatever is wearing a kilt and a sporran, just make him put your stuff in his purse.
Oh my god, I would love that. I don't know that I could ever convince Nick to wear a sporran, let alone no, he's worn a kilt before. Can't convince him to wear a sporran.
But here's the question: would you? So let's say you get a kid sporran, a larger kid sporran, but a kid sporran nonetheless. So a little bit smaller than a man sporran. Would you also carry a purse? Like you want to have a makeup bag, you want to have your wallet, you want to have your phone. All that doesn't fit in your sporran. I don't know why my voice cracked right there, but all that doesn't fit in a sporran. Would you also carry a purse, or would that just look weird?
It would. I suppose for me, it might depend on the occasion. The kind of bag that I carry is like a single sling. I can kind of wear it across my body.
Okay.
So it almost functions like a little book bag.
Backpack.
For me, I would, backpack, book bag, tomato, tomato.
Yeah. No, I'm agreeing. I'm just,
okay.
Yeah.
So for me, that wouldn't be too much of a change. I would probably wear a book bag. I might skip the purse. And something that didn't occur to me until now is that most concert venues are becoming more and more restrictive on the size of the bag that you can carry in. So a sporran would actually be a perfectly sized bag to bring to a festival or an event where large bags are no longer allowed. So yeah, I think my universal answer might be like, go for the day sporran, ladies. Yeah, that's the right size for concerts.
Child's day sporran or men's day sporran?
Men's day sporran.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
It's real close. Some depending on how much of a stickler the venue is. Some of them, because we've discussed this on the show before. Some of them are like 8 inches, period, and it's like 8.5 height of the bag or something like that.
Yeah.
So if you can like shove it into the little container that they have at the venues, you'd be fine. But yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good thoughts. Good thoughts. I like this.
Hey ladies, let us know in the comments. Would you wear a child-size sporran, or do you prefer the full men's-size sporran? And for the men out there, if you're looking for a gift for your wife, consider the sporrans at USA Kilts, child-size or regular, or some of our tweed purses.